So I think that I'm actually starting to figure this whole YouTube thing out. Last night I made a video that was probably unlike any other video that I had really made. Maybe I had taken a stab at something similar to that in terms of like creatively expressing myself with unique shots and just coming up with something different that I hadn't done before. The video bombed, but that's okay. That's really the point. And excuse me, I think there's a storm coming actually. The clouds are getting super dark out there. You can kind of see them right here, right? Yeah, the clouds are getting really dark. But anyways, I think I'm starting to figure it all out in a sense of like, you know, I made that video about basically YouTube and how YouTube shouldn't be as scary as you think it is. It's actually, in my opinion, and the data proves it, it has been the platform that I've made the most amount of money on. And it isn't necessarily like a ton of money, life-changing money or anything like that, but I have had opportunities come up because of YouTube. Even at the time of this recording, my 4,000 subscribers, all of you guys, I appreciate every single one of you. But even with that number, 4,000, the grand scheme of things in the YouTube world, 4,000 seems like a lot to a lot of people, but it also isn't a lot to a lot of people. But the people that like care whether it's a lot or that think that 4,000 is a lot, it is an impressive feat. Ooh, look at the wind out there. Here, let me turn you guys around real quick. Check this out. You guys see that? You see the wind is starting to fill up or starting to get a little wild out there? It's definitely gonna storm. Anyway, so the people that think that 4,000 subscribers is a lot, it's really like an accomplishment. So I am proud of that. And I've also been able to, you know, when I've shared with people, it's like, oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel, about 4,000 subscribers. They're almost like, oh wow. That's really, because in my mind, I kind of imagine them trying, that they've either taken a stab at it and given up like most of us do. Because I saw an interesting stat the other day with a YouTube creator insider, and he was saying that most YouTube channels like that exist, they start and quit within like the first 30, 40 days, 45 days of actually starting the channel, of like consistently posting, because it is a little bit of a challenge. And now with this whole vlog thing that I'm doing right now, or vlog-ish, I knew that it wasn't gonna be technically a vlog. It is kind of opening my eyes to the world, because obviously now my feed is filled with other vlogs, and some of the numbers that these guys are getting is pretty crazy, pretty impressive. But anyways, I'm not doing this 30-day challenge for like the numbers or anything like that. I'm doing it more as like a creative outlet and setting a challenge or something that I perceive as difficult. So I'm doing something hard on purpose, right? And up until right now is day 6. It hasn't been incredibly hard. The prompts that Claude gave me that automatically show up on my Google Calendar every morning are really awesome. You guys are gonna have to let me know down in the comments if you'd like me to make a video about that. Also, this 30 days of vlogging, I've always kind of said like I have an unlimited amount of ideas for videos, and I usually fill them up in this notebook or some phone notes taking app or something like that. But now I have an opportunity to kind of like just knock them off, just like check them off the list and boom, done that one. Because really the production value, yes, of course it's important, but even with this camera, which is the R50v and the 10 to 18 Sigma lens, this is such a simple setup. Such a simple compact setup that now that I've kind of figured out the mic situation with the proper cable, I can take this anywhere, and this mic and this camera with the lens, practically I'll know that I'll get a great image, great sounding audio. My settings are pretty easy. The camera's a breeze to use. It's small and compact. I can put it on my hip. It just kind of opened up my eyes that like if I do carry it around, and if I happen to have like a random thought or something that I think is worth sharing, which I'm coming to realize that a lot of the things that we think are not worth sharing probably are. You know, they probably are. And YouTube is such a wonderful place because it'll find an audience. My YouTube channel started off 4 or 5 years ago when I started doing like photography and trying to figure out a camera and doing all that stuff. And I started doing like tech reviews and gear reviews of the cameras that I have, because it's really what I love. I love cameras and I love nerding out about lenses and all that stuff. But over the years, it's kind of slowly morphed into showing a little bit more of my personality and talking directly to the camera like this. But you know what really kicked it off for me, or like was the light bulb moment, was earlier this year when I decided to do a 30-day challenge of going live every single day. There, and doing that, I thought nobody would show up to either my TikTok lives or my YouTube lives. But sure enough, I presented and positioned myself on those lives as a camera expert, trying to give camera advice and lens advice for people, because I know that buying your first camera can be a little confusing and challenging, and it's also really expensive. So my lives kind of serve as a help desk for you buying your camera. And the funny thing is that most of the people that come in already have a pretty decent idea of what camera they want to buy. They just need kind of like, hey, is this really the best option for me in my specific situation? And that's pretty much the lives, right? And also we chit chat about stuff today. I had a fantastic live where somebody asked, hey, can you take a look at my photos and give me some advice? And I said, I used to do free portfolio reviews back in the day, but I've since stopped and made it kind of like a paid channel member perk. And as soon as I mentioned that to this individual, he said, oh, bet. He went over to my YouTube, signed up, and he said, okay, how about now? And sure enough, he went over, he finished this thing, signed up, and became a channel member. And I happily reviewed his stuff live in front of everybody. And there was maybe like 10, 15 people at once across all the platforms that were really engaged, and his photography was beautiful to begin with. So it was a very, very easy review. And anyways, I say that because the lives really transformed what I was thinking that this channel would be, which is basically turning into like a tech review, strictly, hey, these are the facts, this is what I think of this camera and lens combo, into like something a little bit more personalized, where people can come in and kind of talk to me directly as somebody that's been working with cameras and lenses for the past 6-7 years, and kind of give my advice freely out to them. And also kind of using this YouTube channel now in this 30-day challenge as a form of expression, and randomly maybe doing something a little bit more creative than what I normally do, practicing my skills, talking to the camera directly like I am here, and trying to get a little bit better on camera, my presence, all of that stuff, and not taking myself too seriously. Really, that's like the biggest thing, is not taking myself too seriously. Not everything needs to be super polished. As long as you have a message and you want to deliver it, that is good enough. Today's prompt was just basically taking note and appreciating the things that you don't really notice that often. And I kind of sat with that all day after the live, and saying like, I'm really kind of noticing the trajectory of my channel. Since this 30-day challenge, plus my lives, plus my shorts that I do, my channel is just just ticking up. So I have a goal of hitting 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I'm not entirely sure if I'm even gonna get halfway there, but it's a goal, right? And I'm intentionally doing something that is difficult, that a lot of people wouldn't take the time to do. By the way, down in the comments below, let me know if you guys have ever done a challenge for yourself, how far you've gotten, or if you're working towards something right now. I'd really love to hear from you guys. Today is day 6, again, filming with the Canon R50v and the Sigma 10 to 18 millimeter f2.8 lens. A fantastic combo. Essentially, the 10 to 18 is kind of like a 15 to 35, which is my favorite focal length on a full frame camera. This is small, compact, easy to use camera, easy to use lens. And I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Adios.